when you think of Peggy's Cove in Nova Scotia, there's something more than just the pictures, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's got this feeling. Like you can almost touch the history in the air.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially like those really quiet moments, maybe before sunrise or, that clean smell after the fog rolls through.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's cool about our source today, this article from Wanderlust Over 70. It really digs into that deeper thing that stays with you.
Right. So we're looking at this piece where the author is actually planning to go back this spring, which apparently is peak lobster season. Sounds amazing.
It does. But they're also looking back on a trip they took in the fall. So it's this really sort of personal view of the place.
Yeah. And that's our goal for this deep dive, isn't it? To kind of unpack what makes Peggy's Cove stick, why it feels, important, memorable.
Well, it gives it that enduring appeal. Exactly.
Okay. So let's start with the timing, when to actually be there. The author mentions the usual advice, get there super early for that pearly morning light.
Yeah, hear the wind and the sea, the lobster boats heading out, that whole atmospheric thing.
But interestingly, the author says they actually prefer showing up a bit later, which goes against the grain a little.
It does, doesn't it? It makes you think. Maybe for them, the real Peggy's Cove isn't just the empty, perfect landscape. Maybe it's also about seeing the village wake up.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Because, by mid-morning, things are happening. Fishermen are around. The little shops are opening.
Selling those hand-knit mittens, the lighthouse paintings.
Yeah. It shows it's a working place, not just like a postcard.
Right. It's that mix of the iconic and the everyday and, that detail about the post office inside the lighthouse.
I love that.
It's just perfect, isn't it? So charming. Sending a postcard with the special Peggy's Cove stamp. That's a great little ritual. A real connection.
Totally. And speaking of connections, let's talk food. Food memories are so strong.
Mm-hmm.
The author comes right out and says, Tom's Lobster Shack has the best lobster rolls. Full stop. That's quite the statement.
It is. A bold claim. But you get it, right? It's probably not just the lobster.
No, it's got to be the whole scene. Eating it right there by the ocean, the vibe of the place.
The sea air, maybe the people running it. It all blends together into one, sensory package. That's what you remember.
And then there's the Sou'wester restaurant. The classic spot for chowder, apparently.
Yeah, described as rich, briny, full of clams and potatoes. Sounds like proper seaside food. And right there on the rocks, looking out at the water.
The author says they might try it this time. Sounds like the perfect thing for a windswept day.
Definitely. But shifting gears a bit to something heavier, the author really stresses visiting the Swissair Flight 111 memorial.
Yeah. And they frame it carefully. It's not just about the tragedy itself.
No, it's positioned more as a place of remembrance, but also a testament to the community, how people came together, how events shape a place's soul, sort of.
It's just short ways from the main cove, right?
Mm.
A quiet spot described as where the land meets the sea. That image alone.
It sets a tone, very evocative. And the memorial itself sounds quite simple. Just granite stones facing the Atlantic.
With a view back towards the lighthouse.
Right. And that inscription. In memory of the 229 men, women, and children aboard Swissair Flight 111 who perished off these shores. September 2nd, 1998.
It's powerful. A reminder of something that affected, so many people far beyond Nova Scotia.
And the author's point is that the site itself encourages you to just pause, to listen, to remember. It adds this whole other layer to visiting the area.
It really does. It shows how places hold these complex stories,
Yeah.
Joy and sorrow all mixed together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but moving to maybe a lighter feeling. Sunset. The author says that's their favorite time.
Ah, yes. The golden hour.
The crowds thin out, the light gets soft. It sounds pretty magical.
Well, sunset changes everything, doesn't it? The way the light hits the rocks, the water. And the author talks about just wandering around on those big granite slabs.
Carefully, though. They mention the slick spots.
Right, you have to be careful. Just breathing that Atlantic air, feeling the wind.
Yeah.
It's very physical, very sensory.
And the description of the light rocks turning gold, the lighthouse glowing, the sky full of color, the ocean reflecting it all. Wow.
Yeah, it paints quite a picture. That's the kind of scene that really sticks with you.
And that feeling the author mentions. Feeling both tiny against the ocean and sky, but also connected to something huge, something infinite.
That sense of awe, it's profound. Those moments are often what really cements our connection to a place, aren't they?
Definitely. So when you pull it all together, what makes Peggy's Cove so special, according to this source? It's clearly more than just the lighthouse.
Oh, much more. It seems to be this combination of, Well, it's ancient feeling, like those rocks hold memories. But also that it's alive. The sea is always changing. The village has its rhythms.
Right, it's not static. And then those really specific sensory things, the taste of the chowder or maybe some gingerbread mentioned somewhere. The sight of that sunset.
Exactly. And importantly, the presence of the memorial. That adds a real depth.
And the people, too, right? The author mentions the fishermen, the artists, the visitors. Everyone contributes to his character.
Yes. And that desire the author expresses to connect with locals on the next trip. That points to wanting an even deeper understanding.
So the core message seems to be slow down, pay attention, really be there.
Yeah. It's about noticing the details, the salt spray on your skin, the wind, how the light changes on the rocks. Those are the things that build the lasting impression.
It really does sound like Peggy's Cove offers this chance to, I don't know, reset your perspective a bit. Find some wonder.
Find some wonder, exactly. It encourages a different kind of looking, a different way of being present.
So, wrapping up our deep dive here, we started thinking about that subtle magic Peggy's Cove has, something you feel more than just see.
And hopefully you've got a better sense now of all the different pieces that make up that magic. The working harbor, the history, the food, the solemn remembrance at the memorial, and of course those stunning sunsets.
So here's something to think about. Is there a place in your own life, maybe somewhere seemingly ordinary, that holds its own kind of quiet magic? What might you discover there if you really took the time to slow down, look closer, and let its story unfold for you?